Hi everyone, it's the Comic Fan Man here, coming at you with another video. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at McFarlane Toys DoomSlayer. Now, normally on this channel, I am covering MOTU figures and specifically the Masterverse line of figures. Those are the figures that has started my new love of collecting about a year ago, once they released the 40th anniversary He-Man, and I just started building my collection there. But I do have a few other figure styles, so I figured I might as well go ahead and show these off, since I am currently out of Masterverse figures. I did place an order for new Eternia Man-at-Arms and Trapjaw, but they haven't come in yet, so as soon as I receive those, I'll be right back to Masterverse figures. But in the meantime, I figured let's take a look at this, since this is what I have available. I do have some other collections, some other figures, not a big collection, but I do have some other figures that I can show here in the meantime. So I figured I started off with this. Alright, so let me know if you like this style, and I will continue with some of the other random figures that I have. Now, in the meantime, where do I want to start off with this figure? The first things first is I want to start off with the strength of the McFarlane toy figures. The strength of the McFarlane toy figures is always their hyper detail. I don't know how McFarlane does it. You know, I'm pretty sure he probably got a 3D model kit from id or Bethesda about how the DoomSlayer is supposed to look, because this is a one-for-one on all the details for how the character looks in game. You know, his hands, all of this detail, the rivets, the belt. Like, everything here is one for one from the game model. It's really amazing. And you know, that's the real strength of McFarlane is all of his hyper detail and his paint washes that he does on the figures. They really like knock it out the box there. His artisans are fantastic. And I don't know how he did it. Now, he doesn't have all the colors from the video game. There should be like a lot of, like, you know, little red lights and stuff all over the place, but that's not necessary. I mean, this is a, you know, keep in mind, this is a $20 figure, and it's just amazing. All of these washes on there, he's got, you know, the army green and all these earth tone browns, but on top of it, he put some kind of like a rusty finish on it, and he's also got it all covered in some kind of chrome silver finish, that it looks like he just dry brushes over all of it, like the boots and everything. Like, that's really, that knocks it out of the park. That's amazing. So again, the strength of the McFarlane toys are always his hyper detail. And unfortunately, that does lead to some of the weakness of the McFarlane toys, which I've heard a lot about, which is the articulation. Now, I'm going to be honest. For the size of this figure, and that's one of the other things about the McFarlane figures, when he makes big, chunky figures, like he makes big, chunky figures. This is very heavy in hand. Like, you can use this as a paperweight, then nothing's going to go anywhere. And, you know, he doesn't have, like, the Figma figure articulation, or anything like that. But as far as I'm concerned, his articulation is just fine. I don't know. I mean, everybody, you know, a lot of the toy reviewers, I've seen a lot of complaints about the lack of articulation, but I think his articulation is actually quite nice. You can definitely put him in a lot of like run and gun poses. My only real complaint with this figure is this ball joint. I don't know why McFarlane Toys did not put a neck in here. He left it just as a ball joint, which does two things. It kind of, first of all, when you lift the head, it looks weird. So you kind of have to take a picture like that. You can't take a picture from underneath of him looking up. And secondly, you can't customize it because that ball joint, you try to take it out and put it in, that's going to break over time because of the length of it. So you can't really switch out the head, which that for me is the only disappointment, because I would have loved to have put like a different face on him. You know, one of the Masterverse heads or something, maybe even He-Man's head, just make him look like a crazy space-suited badass. But in any case, that's just a minor nitpick, really. Like, you know, this is the way he's supposed to look, and I love it. And so now that we covered that, let's talk about his accessories. And this, even though this is part of the figure, I count this as an accessory because this is the flame belch from the game. And this is an amazing little detail. I did not expect any of this kind of work at all. It's nice and articulated. It has 3 points of articulation. This one here, 1, 2, and then the third one is up here where the grenade launcher connects to the peg, and that's a ball joint. So it gives you a lot of rotation for the grenade launcher and flamethrower. That's really, really cool. And you know, that's a great accessory, and it's nice and solid. It can get a little loose if you put it in the wrong position, but for the most part, you know, I've had this figure for 3 years and it's still nice and tight. Now, some of the other accessories that he comes with is obviously his little Doom stand, so that he can stand. It's got Doom on the face of it. This is his Doom blade from the game. This is the blade that he uses when he softens up the demons, and he uses this to finish them off with a glory kill. This actually fits on this arm. As you can see in here, he's got a little peg hole in there, and this little peg slips right in, and it's nice and tight, and it holds beautifully. As you can see there, it doesn't wiggle around, and it's there to cut up the demons. So that's a really nice detail and accessory. And of course, we can't leave out one of the best accessories ever made, his super shotgun from Doom Eternal. Take a look at this. This is amazing. Look at all of the detail in this little piece of plastic. This is literally only 2 inches big, and take a look. He's even got the little hinge there from when he pops this open, puts in the bullets and pops it back. He's got all the little intricate details in the meat hook. Like, this is crazy. When I saw this, I was like, wow, holy cow. It's very faint, but he tried to do, like, there's an inscription on the side, and he basically just did like a bunch of little bumps here, the McFarlane Toy Company, but it still kind of, you know, comes off like the writing on the side of the shotgun. This is great. This is my favorite accessory ever. It's just an amazing recreation of that super shotgun from the game. Now, I have seen a lot of the figure reviewers complaining that this pops out of his hand, and if you put it in like that, yes, of course it's gonna pop out. But there's a way for his hand to hold it. There's a way you're supposed to set it up to hold it that most of the figure reviewers haven't seen or haven't done. Is you're supposed to push out the hand in, and then you put in the shotgun so that the thumb is over the silver part, not the black part. You see, and then the black part is there. The thumb is just over the silver part, and there you go. No wiggling. all of that whining and crying about how the shotgun keeps falling out, it doesn't fall out. You guys are not putting it on right. I've never had an issue with it falling out. So when I kept seeing that on the reviews of recently, I was like, holy cow, like, are these guys not understanding that it's supposed to pinch between his fingers and the thumb? Like, I didn't get it. And like I said, all of his joints are super tight, and this is 3 years now that I've had this figure. So we can do the running and gunning pose. Move his head a little bit so that way he's taking a look at where he's shooting. And take a look. That's Doom Guy from the game. Running and gunning without me having to spend $130 on a figure from Japan. McFarlane really, for $20, this was an amazing purchase. And this was $20 3 years ago. If you take a look at eBay now, he is not $20 no more. Luckily, McFarlane has produced other Doom Guy skins from the game. And you can find those still within the $20 price range. But this one, the original green one, this is now going into the, I've seen it, the lowest I've seen it was like 75. And that's unboxed the way I have it. In box, I've seen it for 150 to 200, which, you know, obviously I think that's kind of wild, but it's kind of nice to know that the figure has held his value all this time and has gone up in value. It's an amazing game. If you guys haven't played it, really, you should be playing it. Between Doom Eternal and Doom 2016, Doom 2016 is my favorite. But Doom Eternal is still an amazing game. It doesn't take anything away from it. It's just my personal favorite was 2016. But, and I decided to use Snake Mountain as my backdrop because I figured if DoomSlayer, Doom Guy is going to visit Eternia, I'm pretty sure Snake Mountain would be his first visit. So I thought this would be a nice backdrop for him. All right, and here I have the DoomSlayer alongside some Funko Pop 2016 figures. Those were a bunch of really nice little collections that we got at that time. And as you can see, his almost 7.5 inches kind of towers over all of them. But we have the Cyber Demon, we have the Mini Doom Guy, and we have the Funko Pop Mini Doom Guy. Really fun collection. So what do I think of this figure? Overall, I really love this figure. And, you know, I know a lot of people compare it now to the Figma figure that just came out. And I do think that the Figma figure looks really cool as well. However, I know it's not a popular opinion, but I really do love this DoomSlayer, the McFarlane DoomSlayer, more than from what I've seen of the Figma DoomSlayer, because he seems to have a lot of gaps and a lot of weird pegs, like in his arms and his shoulders and his waist. It just kind of, I don't know. You know, I know they did it for the super articulation and all that, but it just looks really weird to me. And, you know, DoomSlayer is like super thick in the game, and that figure he was just not thick. Looks really kind of weird. He's highly detailed, and the paint work on him is amazing, and I love the fact that he comes with all the weapons. But as far as the DoomSlayer himself, this one's definitely my favorite. And I also know that McFarlane had made a few different versions of this, some of the color palettes, some of the skins in the game. However, I didn't see any reason to get them. I was hoping that McFarlane was going to give us the other weapons in the game: plasma rifle, the BFG, the chainsaw. But he didn't give us any of those things, not even the assault rifle. You know, it would have been a reason for me to get all those other figures, to beef up the collection, so at least I can have his full Doom arsenal. But he never did it. He literally just recolored them and just re-released them with the same weapons and everything. So I saw no reason to get them. So I'm happy with this figure, and I'm gonna stick with this one, because even the classic Doom figure, I was kind of put off by the fact that he only came with the shotgun as well. And it's like, you know, I already have the super shotgun with this figure. You know, release the other weapons. I don't understand. Like, hopefully McFarlane will release the you know, a Doom weapons accessory pack, because really, I think it's just wasted opportunity to have all these other figures where you could have put all these other weapons and you would have had a reason to have each one. But unfortunately, you don't. And so I never bought any of the other ones. So hopefully he will. And hopefully I'll be able to expand the collection that way. If not, you know, hopefully he releases the weapons pack and I'll be able to get the weapons that way. As you can see, he does fit very well with the Masterverse line. He's at that same size of about 7.5 inches. And as you can see here, he and Too Bad are about to throw down, and I'm pretty sure Too Bad is about to have a really, really bad day. Yep, just as I thought, it did not end well for Too Bad. So I hope you like this video. I hope you like this review of the Doom Eternal DoomSlayer by McFarlane Toys. Again, I really, really love this figure, and I'm so glad that I added him to my collection all those years ago, 3 years ago. And if you like this video, please give me a like and subscribe if you feel that I've earned it. And look forward to my next video, where I will bring in the one bad guy that McFarlane has done for Doom Eternal, which is the Marauder. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.